Well, hello, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, December the 27th, and Thursday, December the 28th, 2023. So I'm going to do 2 days today, Wednesday and Thursday. So let's start off with Wednesday. Let's see what's happening in YNR land or Genoa City land. Okay, we have Tucker. Tucker goes to see Devon. And even though we all know Tucker does lie, just he tell you it's the sky is gray, you better believe it's blue, because he's gonna lie about it. Why, I don't know. But deep down, deep down, he loves Devon. Deep down, he cares about Devon, he cares about Dominic. He may not do the right thing. He might try to make a play and steal Devon's company. He might do, Tucker's gonna do Tucker, but he loves them. And I don't think he would ever try to steal Devon's company. But he would own it and say, look, I'm just protecting it. It's in my name. Just protecting it for you. Because I felt it's better in my name than yours. See that he would do some kind of crazy rationality like that. But every time, and I'm getting tired of it. I really am. Every time he comes to see Devon or tries to talk to Devon, Devon talks to him so horribly. And Tucker just stands there defeated and takes it and takes it. And Tucker, just stop. Just stop. You know? You going to Devon asking for a million second chances, especially while you're still trying to do dastardly deeds, which he is. He's still trying to do dastardly deeds. Then just don't try. Send your grandson the gifts. Send Devon gifts. Do it all, but not in person. See, Devon, you need to remove yourself so that the Devon has nothing that he can negatively say, and just let your gifts for them speak for themselves. Because see, the first thing he'll say is, Dominic had a birthday every single year, and he sure didn't get nothing from his grandfather for the last 10 years. Whatever happened to that? I thought you loved him. See, no matter, it doesn't matter. Devon says, no, I'm not going to let you near him. I'm not. But if he doesn't do things, then that'll come back to bite him. But I wouldn't continue to show up to have my tail bitten off. you know, I just wouldn't do that. So, anyway, Kyle and Diane, oh, see, this is how I know their plan is going to backfire. They are so just cocky, confident. Oh, Kyle's like, no, I could do this. I'm going to go to, handle this. Trust me, right? Kyle is the cat's meow. So he actually, it's funny. He, Audra really must kind of like him because she doesn't know which way is up. She kind of think, can I trust him? Is he lying to me? He did this on purpose, but he says I should be, join him. I mean, she's a little, I want to say, up in the air. She knows ultimately where her money is concerned, Tucker is the one she should bet on. Because even if his plans to take over Jabot doesn't work, Tucker still has money. He's been funding her lifestyle for years since college, okay? Kyle, on the other hand, she will never be accepted by the Abbotts, ever. Nor is she stepmommy material. So I don't know what the big controversy, what the big, oh, I don't know, can I? Oh, you've lied to me. And so Kyle told her, look, you just used me. And he goes, you used me. We used each other. And we understand that. And he was just like, so like, get over it. And that kind of attitude is what's drawing her, making him more attractive to her. See, when he was her little employee, her lackey, she could tell him what to do. She had no respect for Kyle. But now that Kyle is coming in, like, girl, please, love this ain't. So she's now looking at him like, hey, I think I want him. There we go. That's disastrous. Um, Christine is talking to Michael and Lauren. I do like the way they're able to maintain their friendships with their friends separately. Christine is one of their dear friends, especially Michael's, and Lauren just inherited her. Phyllis too, for that matter. Lauren inherited Phyllis too from Michael. But they're able to love and talk with their friends separately. And when Christine tries to bash Phyllis too much, they will put a stop to it. And when Phyllis tries to bash Christine too much, they will put a stop to it. They will let them both get initially whatever they want to say about the other off their chest, but just for a minute. Because then they'll say, now you know how, and normally they'll say, I know how you feel about the bug. That's Phyllis, the about Chris Cricket. Ew. And Christina say, I know how you feel about Phyllis. I don't understand why. They will still do that, but Michael and Lauren call them both their dear friends. And I'm happy because sometimes friends will pick a side. Friends will pick one over the other. Even Michael, him and Diane, well, they're friendly. You notice after he got her off, they ain't been together since. They friends, really? Right? Because he's more friends with Phyllis than he is Diane. But anyway, I don't, so they're talking, Christine, Michael, Lauren. And do you know Trader Daniel comes up? And I'm calling him Trader Daniel. I have never liked Daniel's lack of loyalty towards his mother. Now, I'm not saying make me an accomplice in your crime like she did Summer. She made Summer an accomplice, and Summer could have went to jail. I'm not saying that. But he comes up to them and they're talking and they're like, hey, Daniel, blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And something about, how's your mom? He goes, well, that's this, that's it. That's the problem. And they're kind of like, well, why? She's with my dad right now at the house, says she needed to talk to him privately. She's with him right now. And I kind of worry about that. And Christine is right there like, so Phyllis is with Danny right now? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I feel a little disloyal telling you all this. And I'm thinking, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because you wouldn't tell them that. And he asked Michael and Lauren to talk to Phyllis. He goes, because, it's not a good thing. My dad and my mom together. No, He goes, they're just fine the way it's been. And so, Christine, she has to leave because she got to go see what's happening. Right. And I'm thinking, damn, oops. I was mixing up two words there. Anyway, I'm not going to repeat it though. Anyway, two-faced or two-sided Daniel, Heather is throwing major hints that she wants you, and you're choosing to entertain it, knowing you're in a relationship with Lily, knowing this. See, you pretending to turn a blind eye, just like Danny is pretending to turn a blind eye to Phyllis. Daniel is pretending to turn a blind eye against Heather. Now let's see if he's going to be honest with Lily. Mr. I feel like I'm a traitor. Yeah, there you go. Traitor. So anyway, Phyllis is, oh, she's there at the house just, oh, talking to Danny. Hi, hey, you know you want it. Come on. Gets in his face and ooh, kisses him, pulls his. Phyllis is more of a seductress. She always has been. Always. And Danny actually kisses her back. He's all caught up, and then he like pushes himself away, like, wait. What's the name? What's the name of that bug? Was it grasshopper cricket? What? He's like, one of them. I'm supposed to be really into her, right? Phyllis is like, you know you want it. You know it. What do you have to lose? And he kisses her back. She pulls him in again. He kisses her back. And she goes, after they stop, he goes, no, Phyllis, we can't go down this road. No, no, we have to pretend like this never happened. Really? How you go pretend like it never happened? With somebody like Phyllis, the first chance she gets, she's going to tell Christine. Oh, she is, 100%. And so she goes, Christine, she goes, Danny, we got heat. She goes, you know, there's a connection, there's a fire here. Christine is cold, ugh, rigid, no comparison. And you know it. So before she really kind of pulls away, or the doorbell rings, but she was already all up in his face, she goes whispering in his ear. And you know what she did? She actually put some of her lipstick behind his ear, but they did not make Christine catch it. Because I thought, okay, see, that's a woman. What do? We get lipstick on the collar. You get some lipstick on the face. Yeah, she sure did. But Christine comes and says, Phyllis. And she goes, Christine. And she's just looking. And Danny looks down at her. She's looking at Danny like all in front of Christine. But Christine is on the other side. Danny's over here. So Phyllis is facing Danny, right? And he goes, well, Phyllis, you know what? Thank you for stopping by, you know, and I'm glad we came to an agreement, you know, like on the keeping it between us. And she goes, sure. So she goes to the, Christina's looking at her. Phyllis goes to the front door and she's looking back at Danny as she switches, as she walks away. Christina's looking at all this and Phyllis is like, yeah, check this out, girl. I'm gonna show you how it's done. And as she's going out the door, she's looking at Daniel. Daniel, Danny felt so uncomfortable, as he should, because you were definitely lip and tongue locking with her right before Chris shows up. And of course, Christine has to do the, you know, Danny, what did she, oh, yeah, Phyllis. You're the one I want. Christine, you're the, oh, please. Yeah, right. So now look, he's lip locking with Phyllis, and no more than a half hour passed. He lip locking with Christine. And I said, you know what? Danny is creating his drama. He is. And he's going to get caught right in the middle because he will not make a definitive stand. And you want to know what's going to happen because you know the character of Daniel Romalotti never stays long, right? Remember, he was only got 3 months off from tour. He's going to go on tour without Christine, you know, him and Christine not being together. They're not even going to be, you know, because Phyllis would have effectively broken them up, which is what she's setting out to do. Because it's like Daniel says, she doesn't even want him. She just want to make sure Christine can't have him. And that's exactly what's going on. She just want to make sure Christine, Danny for Phyllis is just something to do. Because Daniel and Summer are doing their own things and she's in between men. So he's someone that she can amuse and toy with just to get under Christine's nerves. So anyway, that's it. I mean, there was nothing else, nothing. It was just a very, very slow day. So let's move to Thursday, the 28th. Thursday, the 28th. What do we have happening here? Oh, we've got, guess who shows up for New Year's Eve? You know, Danny was telling his father Daniel that Daniel invited Danny to come out with them, him and Christine. And Danny's like, nah, I'm staying right here. Gonna watch some movies, drink some beer and canoodle beer, something in canoodles. I don't whatever canoodles was or canini, whatever they said. And so Danny's like, really? Well, that's kind of boring. He goes, nope, and I'm going to FaceTime Lily, right? So the doorbell rings and both of them come. You know, Heather's got beer and drink for Lucy, and Lucy has the food, and they just pop on over. And so they said what Daniel said he was gonna do. They said the same phrase, and he looked at his father and he goes, well, I stand corrected. Like, no, this is the popular thing to do on Christmas. So Danny leaves. And I can't remember if Christine was with him at that, but yes, I think Christine was with him. Um, and they leave. So they're gonna watch a movie and eat popcorn and just have a nice New Year's Eve. Well, I noticed right off when Daniel sits on the couch, Lucy is sitting down, but guess who sits in the middle? Heather. She's right in the middle because she got to touch Danny here and laugh and ooh, take his bowl of popcorn, just teasing and just all touchy-feely. I'm like, now, you guys are supposed to be there for Lucy. Why isn't Lucy sitting in the middle? I didn't get that. Huh. Heather's staking her claim. And Lucy brings up Lily. So she goes, so when is Lily coming back, Dad? And Heather, the look on her face is like, and he goes, well, Maddie is shook up more. I mean, because it's very traumatic for her. She lost a mentor and a professor and blah, blah, blah. She's actually checking out of school for the rest of the semester. And Lily is going to stay with her. So Lily's going to be gone. She's going to be working remotely for a while longer until Maddie, is feeling better. And she's like, oh, and then Heather's like, oh, well, mothers, we do a lot. We do what's necessary for our children. Oh, she was happy to hear that. Happy to hear it. Because now she's like, that gives me time to make inroads. But you want to know what's interesting to me, everybody, is Genoa City is home. Maddie was traumatized. Maddie is checking out of school. Why isn't Lily bringing her daughter home for her to recuperate, for her to see someone, talk to therapy, get her mind right and feel better emotionally? You would think that would be the move because Lily doesn't have a house there. I would bring my daughter home. She has a huge penthouse. Devon's penthouse is gorgeous. And I thought, well, we all know Crystal is on maternity leave, but still, you know what I'm saying? Okay, logically, she would be bringing her daughter home. So anyway, they argue over the second movie and say, oh, no, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And, but Daniel will fall asleep second movie. He never stays awake. He goes, yes, I do stay awake and I will stay awake second movie. So needless to say, Lucy and Daniel fall asleep. And Heather was the one watching the movie. And when she clicks it off, she looks and she sees they both were sleeping. So she looks at Daniel and she laid herself all on his chest. You see it there at the bottom. She lay, oh, ooh, she just laying there so comfy, like, oops, I tripped. Oops, oops, I tripped on you. So Lucy wakes up. Lucy sees it. Lucy covers them with a blanket, the little blankie, and Heather cozies in more. Lucy takes a picture of it. Mm. You know Lily's gonna see that picture. You know it. Because Lucy might like Lily, but Lucy wants her mother and father together more than she likes Lily. Mm-hmm. Watch. Lucy's gonna post that on social media, and Lily's probably friends with her on whatever social media that she's gonna do it on. Uh-huh. I thought, yeah. So Daniel wakes up and he looks and he sees Heather there and he kind of moves and she goes, oh, oh, I must have fallen asleep. Oh, and she lifts herself up. But then she gets in his face and she kisses him. She's like, oh no, I'm making my intentions known. And he doesn't stop her because then she pulls back a little bit and she looks at him like, uh-huh, this is okay with you, right? And she goes right back in, and Daniel kisses her back. See, like father, like son. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? If Lily were to text and say, hey, I'm at the airport, brought Maddie home, see you in 15, guess what he would be doing? He would be kissing Lily later. Mr. I feel like a hypocrite, like I'm ratting my mother out. Mr. That. Shook my head. Bottom line, honestly, everybody, I never liked Lily and Daniel. They're too boring to me. I don't like Lily and Daniel at all. The best couple was Lily and Billy. But the actor that plays Billy, he is good pretty much with every woman they pair him with. He's got that kind of charisma thing going on. I couldn't see him in Chelsea, but now him and Chelsea are a good couple, right? If they put him back with Victoria, they would be. But Victoria's too stiff and rigid and just soul crushing. That's Victoria for Billy. So no, I wouldn't like to see that. But I'm just saying the actor played ex Noah Drake. Everybody from General Hospital, ex Noah Drake, best Noah Drake they ever had. I mean, sorry, Noah was the daddy. Patrick Drake, best Patrick Drake GH ever had. I'm happy they never recasted him. But anyway, um, Lauren and Michael. Now Phyllis is back with them. I mean, she runs into them and they're having dinner before their vow renewal. And they're asking her, Phyllis, what? Because Phyllis leaves Danny's slash Daniel's place. And they're like, what are you doing tonight? And she goes, nothing. I'm gonna just nothing. And they're like, hey, well, listen, what we can, we've got something for you, or whatever. They're getting ready to tell her what they want her to do. Phyllis is like, man. And Danny and Christine come in and they're laughing. And Phyllis looks at them and Danny's like, you know what, Christine, let's just go somewhere else. And she goes, no, going anywhere else. Oh, she puts her arm up under Danny's arm and they walk over to Michael and Lauren and they're like, hey, you two. And they're like, hey, you two going out on the town? They're like, yeah. And so Lauren is like, well, good for you. Good for you. And Phyllis is just sitting there. And she looks at Danny. She's just sitting there. And they asked Danny asked Michael and Lauren what were they going to be doing tonight. And they said, we're having a vow renewal. We're renewing our vows for New Year's Eve. And Phyllis says, really? Well, why wasn't I invited? And they said, we were trying to invite you, but you said you had, I think she said, I have something else to do. You know, she was trying to make it like, I got something to do. And they were trying to get out of her what, right? And that's when Danny and Christine came up and they said, but no, you insisted you had something to do, but we are your best friends. And we want you at our vow renewal. You should be there, Phyllis, to support us. See, they didn't ask Lauren and Danny to come. They wanted Phyllis there, right? And so she goes, so Christine goes, so what do you have to do, Phyllis? You know, what are you doing tonight, Phyllis? She goes, I'm going out. I have a date. And Danny was kind of like, really? And so Lauren is like, with who? Right? And so she's looking, because now she's digging herself in this hole. She's digging herself in a hole. And Tucker is at the bottom of the stairs. He had just walked over there. And she goes, with him, Tucker. And he looks like me. He comes over and he says, yeah. She goes, listen, we didn't decide. Am I coming to you or are you picking me up tonight? And she's looking at him like, please play along, please play along. And he goes, oh. He goes, no, no, no. I'll pick you up. He goes, and ooh, you are looking gorgeous or ravishing. He said something. And he looked at Phyllis and he goes in and he plants a good old kiss on her. Like almost like what she did to Danny, he did to her right there. And Michael and Lauren are like, what? And Danny is like, huh? And of course, Christine is happy. Well, she's happy. Because see, those two, they deserve the foul and the foul, you know? So he goes, see you later, gorgeous. And he turns and he walks away. And I said, go ahead, Tucker, go ahead. You gotta love Tucker McCall. Got to love him. So Phyllis was shaking over that kiss and she sits down. Whew. So Danny and Christine leave. They're going to the jazz lounge. And that's when Michael and Lauren really hammered in on her. I can't wait. You're not going out with him. She goes, why not? Phyllis, we are your best friends and we want you to support us tonight. So she goes, I'll try to make it. Try. So they leave because, you know, it's time for them to get over to society. And look, we're talking New Year's Eve, one of the hottest, busiest nights of the year for a restaurant. Abby had it closed for Christmas. I mean, for Thanksgiving. Abby had it closed for New Year's. Them Baldwins must be paying a mint. I didn't know they had that kind of money to rent out the whole restaurant on New Year's Eve. So anyway, Gloria's there, really not doing nothing. Chloe's doing all the work. Gloria's just, yeah, kid looks good. Yeah, I don't know. And Kevin's like, well, do you think you could help, Mom? Instead of critiquing? No, critiquing is what I do best. Darling. You know, she don't want to do nothing. So Lauren and Michael make it. And they, you know, the officiant arrives and they're all there to witness it. And Phyllis sneaks in right before all the vows are said. She does show up because it's funny. She texts Tucker when she was still there. She goes, thank you for the save. And he texts right back. He goes, I'm still open for a drink if you are. And she looked at it and she put the phone down like, oh no, oh my God. Because see, Phyllis knows she's Phyllis. accepting a drink from Tucker McCall on New Year's Eve means we're going to go either upstairs to my room or upstairs to your room because they both stay in there. They don't have to go far, right? So I thought she was going to accept his offer, but then they showed her walking in, supporting her friends as she should, as she should. So anyway, that is it. It was the vow renewal. Oh, what was crazy was Tucker at the jazz bar lounge. Ashley cannot not see Tucker. Ashley always has to, it's like she's yin and yanging him because he was saying he was going to leave. He's just going to leave town because actually he was talking to Phyllis and he goes, I think I'm going to leave town. And Ashley comes up, Phyllis, can I have a word with Tucker alone? It was like, I don't care. So when she went out, that's when she saw Michael and Lauren. So anyway, Ashley has the nerve to say, oh, that's what you do best. You run. And he goes, yeah, you made it impossible for me to have a relationship. She goes, no, you need to just try. That little boy needs you. He loves you. And whether Devon knows it or not, he does too. But you're going to give up like that? And he goes, you know what? How dare you, Ashley? How dare you? Because if you cared about that little boy loving me and my son wanting a relationship, you wouldn't have gaslighted or tried to gaslight me like you and your family's doing or did. No, Tucker, there's two different things. And anyway, she goes, he says something, goes, you know what, Ashley? We don't even have nothing to talk to each other about. And somehow she brought up Paris. You were violent with me after what you did in Paris. He goes, what, you know what, Ashley, what did I do so bad in Paris? You were violent with me. He goes, I was absolutely never violent with you, Ashley, ever. What on earth are you talking about? You threw a glass and she goes, you threw a glass and then you threw a chair. He said, what event? And you scared me. He goes, what event are you talking about? I never threw a chair and I never threw a glass like at you. Never threw it. He goes, now, what I did do, after I drank that glass, I let it drop on the table. And and he goes, and then the chair, he goes, I put the chair down really hard. He goes, I never threw a chair in a restaurant. And he goes, no, I don't know what you're trying to do. And I don't know why you trying to spin that story that way. She goes, so that's how you remember it, Tucker? You scared me. He goes, I absolutely was not violent and that scared you. Absolutely, that's not how that happened. So he leaves. And she's sitting there and she's replaying what happened. Now she's, in her version, he took a sip of the wine, threw it down on the table, and knocked over the chair. He didn't throw a chair. As he got up and he knocked over the chair and said, go to hell, Ashley, all in her face. And she's like, ooh. And I thought, even if her version were correct, everybody, was she afraid for her life at all? Heck no. She was the one that jerked him around and did all this, and he just told her to go to hell. Right? Oh, you told her? Yikes. No, Ashley, that's not divorce worthy. Period. That's not, Tucker was violent to me. That's not being violent to anybody. So she's lying. And I had a feeling she was lying about that. Right? And so as she's remembering it, she's thinking, that is how that happened. That is how that happened. And then Tucker, it showed him remembering what happened. I believe his version. I honestly, and he did tell her to go to hell, but it wasn't, she deserved that, you know? That still isn't violence, right? And he had the chair and he kind of slid it back and just like put the legs kind of hard on the ground and he walked away. The glass didn't even break when he let it, like he set it down and kind of flicked it. You know, it didn't even break, didn't even flick it to her. And he's thinking, what game are you pulling? And you know what hit me, everybody? He's actually having a mental breakdown. We all know Ashley has mental health issues. She does. And we've been seeing Ashley just back and forth, she's saying one thing and then coming right back saying something else. And then she's just, I don't know, Ashley's all over the place. I'm thinking she's actually having some mental health issues. And that may be something that's going to come out next year with Ashley. I don't know. But this is the first time they decided to show the events that happened in Paris. And trust me, there's different states of events. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. That's what we're going to see. Well, that's it for The Young and the Restless. After the episode, they said next week, so they're not having anything on Friday the 29th, tomorrow. So they just said, I guess they were taking that 2 days off, right? Because they came back on they didn't even come back. Let me see. They're not coming on today, I don't think. They might be on today. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, everybody, no, not today. On the 1st. They may come back on the 1st. We'll see. So anyway, everybody, you all have a phenomenal, safe and happy New Year. I got one comment from Belinda. She says, thank you, Recap Lady. It was a pleasure seeing you finally enjoying an exciting episode. Oh, that episode with Nikki. Yeah, I enjoyed that big time. I really, really did. Yeah, Y&R needs to be more active. They need to do some things. And actually, they should have had that for November sweeps and they probably would have won something. But anyway, everybody, have a happy new year. I'll be back. 2024 is the next daily recap of The Young and the Restless.